Have you ever had someone suddenly cross your mind for no obvious reason? Maybe you were busy with your day when a memory of them appeared out of nowhere. Their face, their voice, or a moment you shared together suddenly felt incredibly vivid. In those moments, many people wonder the same thing. Could they be thinking about me too? The truth is, when two people genuinely miss each other, the connection often doesn't disappear overnight. Even when there is distance, silence, or a lack of communication, certain signs can reveal that the emotional bond is still alive on both sides. While no one can read another person's mind, there are patterns that often appear when two people are missing each other at the same time. Sometimes, missing someone goes beyond simply wanting to see them again. It becomes a quiet presence in your everyday life. You think about them during unexpected moments. Memories resurface without warning. Certain places, songs, and experiences seem connected to them in ways that are difficult to explain. And when the feeling exists on both sides, the connection can remain surprisingly strong, even when there is little or no contact. Let's talk about 8 signs that may suggest the feeling is mutual. Number 1, you both randomly think about each other at the same time. One of the most common signs is the way thoughts of each other seem to appear unexpectedly. There may be no text message, no social media post, and no obvious reminder, yet they suddenly enter your mind. What makes it even more interesting is when you later discover that they were thinking about you around the same time. Strong emotional connections often leave lasting impressions, and when two people miss each other, their thoughts naturally drift back toward one another more often than they realize. Sometimes these thoughts appear during the busiest moments of the day. You could be focused on work, spending time with friends, or doing something completely unrelated when they suddenly come to mind. What makes these moments powerful is that they are often accompanied by emotion. It's not simply remembering a person. It's remembering how they made you feel. The comfort, excitement, happiness, or connection you experienced with them can return in an instant. When that happens repeatedly, it may be a sign that the emotional bond is still active beneath the surface. Number 2, you both check each other's presence without reaching out. When two people miss each other, they often find subtle ways to stay connected without actually starting a conversation. You may catch yourself viewing their stories, checking whether they're online, or revisiting old messages. At the same time, they may be doing the exact same thing. Neither of you takes the step of reaching out directly, yet neither of you completely disappears from the other's life. These quiet actions reveal an emotional attachment that still exists beneath the silence. It's not necessarily that you don't want to talk. Sometimes pride, fear, uncertainty, or timing is preventing both of you from making the first move. Yet despite all of that, the curiosity remains. You still want to know how they're doing, you still wonder what's happening in their life. And often, they feel the same way. This silent awareness of each other's presence can be one of the strongest signs that neither person has completely moved on emotionally. Number 3, the memories feel fresh, not distant. Another powerful sign is how alive the memories still feel. Even after weeks or months, the moments you shared don't seem buried in the past. The conversations replay in your mind. The laughter still makes you smile. Small details you thought you would forget remain crystal clear. When someone has had a deep impact on your life, time doesn't always weaken the emotional connection. In many cases, it simply preserves it, making the memories feel as meaningful as they were when they first happened. Sometimes a single memory can instantly change your mood. A random thought can make you smile, laugh, or even feel emotional. That's because meaningful connections often leave emotional fingerprints that disappear easily. If the memories still feel alive for both of you, it may be because the feelings connected to those memories haven't completely faded. Number 4, you both hesitate but neither fully lets go. One of the strangest experiences is wanting to reach out while simultaneously holding yourself back. You may find yourself typing a message and then deleting it. They may think about calling but never actually do it. Neither person completely lets go, yet neither person takes action. This creates a quiet space where the connection remains suspended. Nothing is openly expressed, but the feelings are still there. Often, both people are dealing with the same fears, the same uncertainties, and the same questions about whether reconnecting is the right thing to do. Sometimes the fear of rejection is stronger than the desire to reach out. Other times, both people are waiting for the other person to make the first move. Whatever the reason, the hesitation itself often reveals that the connection still matters. Number 5, you both compare new experiences to each other. As life moves forward, you meet new people, visit new places, and experience new situations. Yet something feels different. Without even meaning to, you find yourself comparing these experiences to what you once shared with them. A conversation reminds you of them. A new friendship doesn't feel quite the same. A special moment feels incomplete because you instinctively wonder how it would have felt if they were there. When a connection leaves a lasting emotional mark, comparison becomes natural. It's not because you're trying to hold on to the past. It's because certain experiences created a standard that remains difficult to replace. And if they're doing the same thing, it may be a sign that the emotional significance of the relationship still exists for both of you. Number 6. You both feel each other in random moments. Sometimes missing someone goes beyond simply thinking about them. It becomes something you feel. A song suddenly reminds you of them. A familiar place brings back their presence. Certain times of the day seem heavier than usual because they were once connected to memories you shared together. These moments arrive unexpectedly and can instantly bring a flood of emotions. That's because people who have touched our hearts become woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Certain experiences become linked to them, making it difficult to separate the memory from the person. Even small things can trigger powerful emotions. A familiar phrase, a scent, or a place you once visited together can make it feel as though they're right there beside you again, if only for a moment. Number 7. The connection doesn't feel finished. Not every connection feels complete when it ends. Some relationships leave behind a lingering sense that something important was left unresolved. Maybe there were words that never got said. Maybe there were feelings that were never fully expressed. Or maybe life simply pulled you apart before either of you were ready. When two people continue carrying that feeling, the bond often remains alive beneath the surface. Even after time passes, there's still a sense that the story isn't fully over. This doesn't necessarily mean you're meant to be together. It simply means that the connection had significance. Sometimes the most difficult relationships to move on from are not the ones that ended badly, but the ones that ended with unanswered questions and unfinished emotions. Number 8. You both feel the urge to reconnect at the same time. Perhaps the strongest sign of all is when the desire to reconnect keeps returning in waves. It isn't constant, but every now and then, the thought becomes impossible to ignore. You wonder what they're doing. You wonder whether they think about you too. You feel tempted to reach out, and chances are they may be experiencing the same thing. These moments often happen when the emotional connection still exists on both sides. The distance suddenly feels heavier, and the desire to bridge the gap becomes stronger than usual. You may find yourself replaying conversations, imagining what you would say if you spoke again, or wondering whether they ever miss you the way you miss them. When that urge keeps returning despite the passage of time, it often suggests that the bond hasn't completely disappeared. Conclusion. Here's what many people don't realize. Missing each other doesn't always mean two people are meant to get back together. Sometimes it's simply proof that what you shared was real. Not every connection fades easily. Some remain with us quietly through memories, emotions, and unexpected moments that bring a person back into our thoughts. The people who touch our hearts deeply often leave a lasting impact. Even when life takes us in different directions, the emotional imprint they leave behind can remain for years. That's why certain memories continue to feel meaningful long after the relationship changes. And when that feeling exists on both sides, it creates a bond that time, distance, and silence cannot completely erase. It becomes a reminder that certain people leave footprints on our hearts that remain long after they're gone. If you've experienced any of these signs, let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more relationship psychology and deep emotional insights.